So you know the Giga Chad meme? You know, the one that's like... You know the one where angsty Ollie Sykes is like, can you feel my heart? It was already one of the biggest songs on Sempiternal. It was already one of the biggest metal songs, period, of the 2010s, which is saying something considering Sempiternal had so many classic songs for the metalcore niche already. I wanted to go into a little bit of the story of the track, as well as what it really entails, because the song has always been prided as being this sort of self-discovery and self-admittance to a problem, something that you have to change, acknowledging your flaws and trying to move forward as a person as you're breaking down. Sort of this metaphorical manic bipolar spiral downward where you realize, I've fucked up, I need to make a change, or I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. It's one of those anthems, and as a whole, even if it's not the most creative idea in the world, a ton of people identified with this song for its sharp imagery, for its sharp lyricism, and for Ollie Sykes' signature performance of throaty, raspy, banshee wails out into oblivion that really does feel like a tormented soul breaking down at the seams. Now, Bring Me the Horizon isn't typically known for religious songs of a positive nature. They've written multiple songs that poke fun at religion or just outright go after it, whether you're talking about Crooked Youth or if you're talking about House of Wolves, funnily enough, both of which appear on the same record, or Blasphemy off of That's the Spirit. The list goes on and on and on. Also playing around with sort of the cult mentality on some of their later records. One of the most stealthy religious songs they've ever made is Can You Feel My Heart, the Giga Chad song itself, where multiple of the lyrics directly correlate with biblical imagery as well as figures in the Bible, whether you're talking about Mary, Jesus, God himself. And if you listen to the lyrics and if you read the lyrics in the context of a religious outlook, you can start to see how it will start to come together, with images of mother and father representing that, as well as the whole song taking on this endless wail up to the heavens to try to define yourself and to try to ask if anything can hear you, with the main topic point of the track being screaming out to God for help when the world seems silent and when his messages seem to fade. Because as Ollie Sykes is wailing out these refrains of apologizing to people, asking for forgiveness for himself, it is immediately contrasted with the next part of the track that goes into these questions that many Christians or just religious people in general can ask when they feel like they are in a time of need but are receiving no answer. Can you hear the silence? Can you see the dark? Can you fix the broken? Can you feel my heart? Is a really haunting message when you put it in the context of religion, specifically Christianity, since the first part of the track is Ollie begging for forgiveness from his family, which is obviously like what this track masquerades at, but it goes into these questions. Now, for a while, people were wondering, who is he asking this to? Who is the you in question? Because if he's apologizing to the father, to his brother, to his mother, all of these things, who is he asking? You. Who is the person that is supposed to feel his heart? Who is the person that is supposed to see through the darkness and fix him and help the people who are lost souls in many ways? And it becomes even more apparent when you take into account that many of the tracks all across Sempiternal are littered with biblical references and this push and pull tug of religion as a centerpiece. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. I don't fear death no longer. I've died 1,000 times. Bring Me the Horizon have always sort of been this antagonist to religion, specifically Christianity, with Oliver Sykes tackling a lot of his religious feelings and ideations and the way that he is so critical of it. It also kind of functions on this record as, like I said, this tug of rope in a way between wanting to believe, wanting help, and at your final rope, begging for forgiveness and trying to scream out for your creator to fix you, to help you, to be there for you, and asking for this forgiveness overall. And contrasted obviously with like the heavy electronics and the vocals and the drums and all of that sort of thing, it becomes very eerie when this is all sort of put in this way of like screaming out into the darkness, hoping for something because you are truly like at the end of your rope. And when it's directly followed by the next couple of tracks, not the least of which is like Sleepwalking, this whole lackadaisical disassociation of a record, it kind of puts itself together. But considering Can You Feel My Heart, even though I'd argue Shadow Moses is overall bigger, has become this massive staple in the metalcore niche and has also gotten this resurgence in the modern sphere where a lot of people have gotten into Bring Me the Horizon for the first time, or just metal for the first time for that matter, from YouTube Shorts and TikToks having the track in its sound. And even though this track is cloaked in this bluntness and this cynicism, the poeticism of it in that minimalism comes through so much more when you know the actual meaning of the track, because it really is two sides of the same coin, where one side of the coin is more of like this track of loss, self-acceptance, trying to acknowledge your flaws and your problems, and then on the flip side of that you see this sort of Christian woe and this lament up to a creator to beg for forgiveness from those that you love and to ask for someone to fix you as you just feel like you have no options left whatsoever, and questioning your religion, questioning if this person can feel you, if this person can fix the broken and see through the darkness right after begging for forgiveness, is such a really beautiful way to put it, and something that I feel like a lot of people have personally dealt with themselves. And Services is one of the most raw ways I have ever seen religion put in a track, and that's saying something because a lot of the times it's really in your face, but I think something about this subtlety does it a lot of favors. What are your guys' opinions of this concept and this track as a whole? Did you know this? Did you not? You can let me know down in the comment section below, no judgment. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.